everyone, this video is about my past hamster Willie, and since Hopping Hammy recently reached 100,000 subscribers, I figured I'd tell the story on how she inspired me. I owned hamsters my whole life, and in 2007 was my last. It was a Syrian named Nibbles, and during his last days he suffered so much that I swore I would never get another hamster because I could not cope, deal with all the suffering that he had to go through before he passed away. So that was in 2007. And fast forward now to 2014. This is Willie here on the screen. Unfortunately, you've been seeing the same picture over and over because I don't have too many to show you. He didn't have a long life. But a friend of mine worked at a pet store, and she was trying to get a good home for Willie because his litter mates had gotten into a fight with him and damaged his left eye, as you can see here. It was shut. Couldn't open it. It just stayed like that. So I thought about it. I felt really bad. And I figured, well, I could give the little guy a good home. But let me go on YouTube because check out those cages. I was not going to get a 10-gallon aquarium that I was used to growing up. But those are too small, and pet stores really aren't much help. The first video I came across was Hopping Hammy's autumn cage theme with Sumatra. And I could not believe you could do something like that with a hamster cage. It looked awesome. Just the pumpkin patch she had, the little wreath hanging up, the eco bedding and the candy corn bedding stuffed in little hiding spots, the rocks, just everything. I was blown away, and that night I must have watched over half of her videos. I couldn't believe how creative she was and how talented she was. It was just amazing. So I took this little guy in, and I made him a bin cage. And you're finally going to see another picture. Here we go. So this is what he looked like when I took him home. So his left eye was completely shut, and his right eye seemed, as the day went on, it seemed like his eye was getting darker, and it was bulging out of the socket. And I knew that wasn't right. So the next couple of days I took him to the vet, and she said that it looked like his right eye was also injured in the fight, and it was not functioning. So technically he was blind. So she sent him home with some pain medication, and she told me some over-the-counter eye drops to get for his eyes. And so I took care of him for the next week or two. In this next photo here, that's how really bad it got. As you can see, it's really bulging out. Very discolored, and it doesn't even look like an eye. It just looks very scary and disgusting, quite frankly. But over the next week or two, I took care of him and gave him his eye drops, and he loved his pain medication. Later on, I realized it was honey that they put in there, so no wonder why. And that's my cat Petrus looking at him. He knew something was up. He's not a cat that would really go and harm him. I also have a parakeet that he doesn't bother. He just gets along with them. So we were just watching him and looking out after him. And that's his little bin cage that I made, and Petrus would always stay there and watch him. So, after about a week or two, his eye got better, and he was able to close his eyelids, and I was really happy about that. So, when all his medicine was done, and that's what he looked like, right there. So, although he couldn't see, he would always run around, eating and drinking and running all around. He was a happy little guy. Unfortunately, I only had him for 2.5 months because he did pass away. So I was upset that he didn't get to spend his life in, a good life. He only had about 2.5 months. And that was his Christmas picture right there. The little Santa hat on. So I do really miss him a lot. And it's sad that I only had 2.5 months. But that was it. Sorry this video was kind of crappy, but it was the best I could do. Thanks for watching.